Congress is on break right now in between the impeachment inquiry and talk about another government shutdown. In the midst of it all, the DACA situation is still up in the air. Wadi Gatian from the LIBRE initiative is up late with me on the Final Five. Good to see you tonight.
Hey, thank you for having me on.
Break this down for me. So we've talked about DACA so many times on this show before. As things stand right now, there was just a hearing before the Supreme Court. They heard some arguments here. The perception is that that's the end-all be-all, that it rests in the hands of the Supreme Court. The LIBRE initiative says that's not the case.
Correct, and really this narrative of let's look to the Supreme Court has been driven by Congress and by the president. They have said, let's see what the result is, let's see what their decision is. But in reality, the power to legislate and the power to bring solutions to the table to the problems facing our nation and facing the dreamer community relies on Congress. Our message is very simple. There's no need for our leaders, both at the White House and on both sides of the aisle, to wait for the Supreme Court. They can really unite, they can come together, and they can put together a solution that not only helps dreamers who want to be a part of our future, but helps the communities that they are a part of.
So there are two ways of looking at this. We know that the DACA program, which was put into existence by President Obama, was effectively ended, or at least it was attempted to be ended by the Trump administration. You had the Republicans in control of Congress, and what I don't think a lot of people realize is there is a strong number of Republicans who do support the idea of preserving the DACA program, and even the president has said he wants to keep the DACA program around, and now you have the Democrats in control. So it seems like there is support on both sides of the aisle for something, but why haven't they done anything yet?
Correct. When we talk about immigration policy, there's an understanding that it is a difficult subject. It is one where there are a lot of stakeholders, but when it comes specifically to the dreamers, it's actually a pretty bipartisan topic. It's something that both Republicans and Democrats have recognized, that this is a group of people who are embedded in our communities, have gone through our school systems, are small business owners, and want to be a part of our future. So really, when it comes down to it, if they can unite before 2020, before we start seeing a lot of the election rhetoric take over, if they can come together, this is something that they can show leadership on. This is something that it can be a win for both parties and a win for dreamers and for everyone across the country that is impacted by the economic gains that they give and just the contributions that they do. So at the end of the day, we think that this is something that the House can take leadership on and the Senate can take leadership on. It does not have to be something that divides us. It does not have to be something that's dominated by Democrats or Republicans. We can actually find real solutions that will provide certainty for the dreamers and the communities that they are a part of. It's something that Congress really needs to start working on as soon as possible.
Wadi, just about out of time, but let's be honest here. This is an issue where there are many people who are on board with the idea of making DACA permanent, but there are a lot of people who still say that DACA is amnesty for people who broke the law getting into this country.
Yeah, so we believe you can actually you can put together legislation that requires them to pass a background check, that requires them to meet certain requirements, allows them to really find an opportunity to earn that legal status. This does not have to be amnesty. Amnesty is not on the table. There's really a way where they can earn their path and get right with the law, and that's something that we think everyone can get on board with.
Wadi Gatian, thank you very much for coming in tonight. Happy Thanksgiving.
Likewise.
We appreciate it. Back after this on the Final Five.